What is up, everybody? Welcome to the BarbacoaCore Podcast. I am your host, Patrick C. Huerta. Thank you very much for listening. I do appreciate it. Like, share, subscribe on iTunes or SoundCloud or whichever platform you use to listen to podcasts. That'll be very much appreciated. And you'll be able to get notification of whenever a new episode drops. You could also follow us on social media. We are on Facebook at BarbacoaCore. We are also on Instagram at BarbacoaCore Podcast. On those pages, that's where I like to post, repost, share anything that's going on with the podcast or anything that's going on with past guests or friends of the podcast. So you can stay in the know of all that stuff through our social medias. You can find links to all the podcast platforms on all our social media, or even my show dates. You can find on our website at www.barbacoacore.com. Thank you very much for listening. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Here we go. Eric Packard, what's going on, man? Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, Patrick. Happy to be here.
Yeah. Cool, man. So let's just jump into it. Social media, any shows you got going on? How can people find you?
Social media, Eric_Packard on Instagram. I'm sure you can find me just by searching Eric Packard on Facebook. For the month of October, opening up for Chris Fairbanks at the Blind Tiger, October 21st.
Oh, that's cool, man.
It's going to be a good one.
That's cool. So, yeah, I was telling you right now, or we were talking about right now about social media. You really don't fuck with that too much. You don't post. You don't do anything.
I post.
Not really, man. I couldn't find nothing about it.
No, actually, I don't. I mean, I'll share a flyer. I'll share a flyer for a show for sure.
Yeah.
I'll promote.
You use it very much just straight up networking. You don't do any private stuff. Personal stuff, I guess.
No, not really. Not on Facebook.
Yeah. I'm kind of the same way now. Like, I try to just be positive. I do jokes up there. That's where I try jokes first before I take it to the mic.
Oh, is that right?
So I do a lot of stuff. But before that, I would just fuck my life, all this bad bullshit, sharing bad memes or not bad news stories. Like, look at what's going on in the world. I would be all negative shit on Facebook. And I changed that. So now I just keep positive. But even you do not. I mean, like you share posters and
I
flyers.
wish that I could even do what you do. Just do the positive shit.
Yeah.
Because that seems fun. I don't know. I feel like in the past I would post something.
Yeah.
And then the day later I would read it and just why did I even post that?
Yeah.
Who even cares?
I do that a lot.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I used to do a lot of drunk posting, and then
I
had to go and erase it and shit.
And plus these days, bro, it's just better to not.
Yeah.
You can't just be putting your thoughts out there and shit.
Yeah, because people will use it against you. They'll take it out of context.
It can be done.
Yeah. So that's very dangerous.
Yeah. So, I mean, like you said, if you are going to, it better be positive. But for me, I just don't really, whenever, throughout the day, when I'm just, having little thoughts or something, I just never think to just post it up.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Twitter, you don't fuck with that either?
Nah. I think I made a Twitter. I've never really logged into it or I don't follow people's tweets. You know what I mean? So I've never felt the need to do it myself because I don't check out anybody else's.
What do you do with your phone all day?
You message people,
call
people.
Yeah.
I fantasy football.
Yeah.
Look up Google shit. That's
Yeah.
about it. Yeah.
I just do social media and porn. That's it.
Well, yeah.
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 Man, fantasy football, I'm 0-4 in my fucking league, dude. I'm a fucking loser. It's horrible, dude. I joined so I could talk shit, and now I'm the worst. I'm the worst, yeah.
Yeah, that's tough, man. I think I'm 2-2. Still early. Only a quarter way into the season, though. There's time for you.
Yeah, but it's just so bad. I lose pretty bad.
Really?
But,
Gotta start making moves. Gotta start making moves, man. Play the waiver.
Yeah,
Make some trades.
Yeah, I'm working on it, but I'm just well, fuck it. Because if you get 0-4, you're just I just give up. Why try?
At 0-4, it's a little why try. Yeah.
Yeah, it's early still, but at 0-4, you just you give up.
I've seen some crazy shit happen.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll check it out. But I've never done fantasy. Like, this is my first time doing it.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because I always want, like, I got invited to leagues, but it's always people that I didn't know. Like,
yeah.
So I wanted to talk shit to people.
You never know, bro. Play the waivers, bro. I've seen people in their first years get lucky, bro. There's a lot of people that's just on some beginner's luck shit, bro.
Yeah.
You never know.
So we're in it's a comic league, and I think the thing was, like, whoever loses, everybody else gets to write their set, and they have to go on stage and do it.
Oh, well, that's dope.
But, well, depending on who writes it, because whatever they write, you have to say. So it could be any types of words.
Hell yeah.
Get you canceled and all that shit. So,
that is true.
But,
Hopefully, I mean, I don't know who you're in this league with.
Yeah, I think we're playing within certain margins. Like, you can't say this, you can't say that. Like, I'll go up there and do, like, a hack act, you know?
You're damn right.
But I don't want to get myself in trouble and shit. But 0-4, man. Like, I'm still in it, but I'm just, like, telling people, like, I don't care, but I care. You know, I'm in there.
Oh, it's got to eat you up.
Yeah, fuck
it's got to eat you up.
It's embarrassing. I'm the only one 0-4, and I was supposed to be talking shit on all these people.
It's cool that you're being cool about it, though, because most people, or most of the time, you just flip, talk so much shit, and complain when it's not going your way.
Yeah. A lot of these people, they're like in 4 different leagues. They like to say they don't even care, but this is like the only one. Like, I should have joined more leagues. I'll probably do that next year. And
For your first one, I feel like 1 is enough.
But
2 is all right. You know what? Doing a bunch of leagues helps is because you'll probably, if you do a league, if you're in fucking 5 leagues,
yeah,
you're gonna draft 5 times. By your 5th draft, you're gonna be pretty damn good at drafting. You know what I mean? Yeah. You're gonna know the players all. So like, you'll at least be good in one of those.
Yeah.
So it's playing the numbers.
Yeah, for sure. But when you just do one and that's your only focus, you're like 0-4. Fuck this.
It hurts.
It fucking hurts, dude.
It hurts.
So cool, man. So you just did that. You recorded the 6 tapes.
The 6 tapes
at Blind Tiger.
At the Blind Tiger.
Did you get that back yet?
I have got it back yet. I think in the last couple of days. I haven't watched it yet, but I remember the set went well.
You felt it went well?
I remember I was happy about it
the
night of. But yes, I have got it back yet, and I'm about to watch it, and then hopefully send it out.
Yeah.
Hopefully chop it up a little bit, maybe post some of it too.
Yeah, man, I'm seeing that a lot more of these. What are they called? Like where you got to invite. Mm-hmm. What's it called? Submissions. When you got to submit to like different shows and stuff, and they want like a tight 5-minute tape.
Yeah.
I don't have any tape yet, so I really can't submit. But you're happy with yours?
I was happy with the set the night of.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it yet, but I'm sure it would be fine.
Yeah.
I remember thinking about it and going over my set, so I know what I did that night. And I remember it felt good in the moment, but I'm going to go back and watch it and probably add a little bit of laughs. You know what I mean?
Add some laughs.
Yeah, just amplify it up a little bit.
Yeah.
And it should be good. It should be good. It was a lot of fun too. It was just such a sweet idea too.
Yeah,
Over
it
at
is
the
a great
Tiger.
idea.
Just a monthly show of just taping everybody's. I wish that we could tape all the midnights.
Yeah.
But a lot of it might get boring. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, unless people like knew that there was being recorded and stuff. I think a good idea would be like some type of like a comedy compilation, because like Midnights is all short sets for the most part, short sets. So just do like everybody gets like 4 minutes, and then put that, if you're happy with that, put that in a little compilation, put it on Spotify, a promotional tool for either the club or just yourself. You know, I think that would be a lot of fun. But
I think it would be fun too.
Some of those shows are kind of like you never know what you're gonna get. Last week was pretty fun because a lot of people. There was a group that were apparently on a bunch of edibles.
Hell yeah!
So everything was funny to them, which was nice. But at the same time, I was like, keep it down.
Like for sure, man. Jesus.
Yeah.
That's fun. I've never went down there on edibles. I feel like that'd be quite the experience. I'd be scared. I'm proud of them for finding it all funny.
No, they found it. They found it all funny.
Hell yeah!
So that was great. It's always easy to make people on edibles laugh.
Is it?
Yeah, I did a bit where I just jiggled my keys in front of their face, and they fucking ate that shit up.
So they just turned into 3-year-olds.
Yeah, for sure.
You just making faces.
Did some baby talk, some goo goo gagas. They love that one. I might bring it back. I don't know if it's gonna work with a different crowd, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah, read the room.
Yeah. So have you put together a tape before, like an EPK before?
Nah, nothing like that. I suck with all the tapes. I've had people record my sets before, and some people have posted them. Some I've asked to be taken down.
Yeah.
Some I've just are probably still up there. But I've never really recorded them too
So
much myself.
you haven't done the process of like submitting to like festivals or anything like that yet?
No.
No, why not?
Still trying to get better at it, bro. So I've only been doing it a little over, maybe like 6 years.
Oh yeah.
And so, I mean, I could go and submit to the festivals and all that.
Yeah.
But I don't feel ready inside. Well, I feel like I'm getting close now.
Yeah.
But in the past, like say maybe my second year into my third, fourth, and even going up to my fifth, never really felt ready to be at festivals. Like, dude, I'm still trying to figure this shit out. Like, what am I going to be talking into a microphone at a festival in front of a whole bunch of people for? Like, I've still, for the longest time, was just trying to get my comedy good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To a level that I enjoyed. So, dude, for my first, 3 years, I didn't even like my shit, bro. I didn't like, I'd go up there and I'd get laughs and it'd kind of feel good. But then, I'd watch it later and I'm like, this ain't fucking good. Like, I didn't want it out there. My shit was so bad that I was like, I didn't want to release it yet. I don't want to be at a festival performing in front of people with these dog shit jokes.
Yeah. It's nice that you have that humbleness about you, because some people, they come out and within the first 2-3 years are like, I'm fucking big shit.
Oh, I'm so jealous of that, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
I wish I had that so bad.
I wish
bro.
I had that confidence too, but same with you. I'm just trying to get good at this. I just want to make sure that wherever I go, I'm solid, and so I'm still building on that. But you're saying that you're still going on that in 6 years? 6 years, you're still dealing with that confidence?
Sure. I mean,
yikes.
Wait, I mean, I still feel I have great sets.
Yeah.
Don't take that from me, bro. I have great sets.
No, I'm not.
But in ready to get it going, I don't know, bro. Somebody else would have to look at me and tell me that. You know what I mean? That's not really for me to decide. I'm gonna just keep working on it, and I kind of have this mindset that it's never gonna be good enough, or it probably never will be good enough.
Yeah.
I'd probably have to have somebody outside be like, yo, you're actually where you need to be, bro. You're doing pretty good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know.
Is that why you haven't watched your tape yet? Because you're afraid that it's not going to be as good as what you remember, how you remember?
Maybe a little bit of that, but I watch a lot of my sets all the time. Some I like that I love watching over and over again, and then some that it's just
yeah, it's pretty cringy, man. I record all my sets, just the audio, and some nights I'll be like, oh man, that felt good. I think they were with me, and then I'll listen to it. I was like, they weren't with me at all.
Yeah.
And then so that high from that night.
Do you drink? Do you drink when you go on stage?
No.
Okay, that's good.
Well, I mean, I have a couple of times. It doesn't work out.
No, I spent my first year having at least 2 to 3 drinks before I would go up there.
Yeah.
And so I'm buzzed, bro. Sometimes even drunk.
Yeah.
Thinking I'm killing.
For sure. Yeah.
And then you watch it the next day sober, and you're just like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I had a couple of sets or a couple of open mics where I would drink too much. You wait a long time and the bar's right there. You're like, let me just get one.
Yeah.
And I'm real bad. I have a very bad, I can't just do one. If I do.
Yeah, why do one?
Exactly.
What's one?
Exactly. And I don't do a beer unless I do a shot. I don't know, man. I got a problem.
Bing bang.
But, so if the night's too long, if the night's running long, and then I'm 4 shots in, 3 beers in, and then I go up, I'm like, man, I wasn't even saying words half the time,
Yeah.
So I try not to drink, maybe one,
Yeah.
and then that's it. But yeah,
Probably me too. I might have one or so, depending on the venue. If it's at some bar or something like that,
Yeah.
I need it. The crowd needs me to need it. You know what I
They
mean?
need me to need it.
It's better for all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So 6 years, man. So you started here in San Antonio, right?
Right.
And then how long before you moved to LA?
I want to say 2 years, 2.5 years, maybe.
So after 2 years,
Maybe 3. I don't know.
and then how long were you in LA for?
2 years.
Wow, man. So what was the scene like back then when you first started?
When I first started,
Yeah.
it was sweet. Still, a lot of the same people are around.
Yeah.
Actually, some of them are a lot fucking not. A lot of the people that I started with pretty much all dropped off. There's a couple of them, but the scene was. I had fun with it. I don't know. See, when I first started, I didn't really fuck with anybody.
Yeah.
Not to say that I had issues with anybody or anything like that, but when I started doing stand up, I was kind of like on like some little personal journey shit. And so I would just show up and just do my set and then just go home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Think about it and then try to get better and then show up the next week and do my set and then just go home. Like I not that I'm not like a sociable or friendly dude, but like I don't know, man. I just wasn't really, maybe felt, I don't know. I just wasn't fucking with too many people. Some of the comics maybe a little bit intimidating. Mm-hmm. Some of them just, I don't know. And so I just kind of did my own thing until some of the other comics started fucking with me a little bit. They invited me out to some of the other mics.
Yeah.
Then started hitting them all. Then started getting friendly with people. Maybe after 6 months to a year of doing it, I started like making friends with some of the other comics. And it was cool. It was so bad. I'll just take you through it. You've always had the LOL on Tuesday. So you'd start your week off with Mondays was usually at Retox. That was hosted by Alex Ansel, Kool-Aid. And then Tuesdays you would go and do LOL. It was different back then because back then you had to sign up at 5, bro.
Damn.
Yeah, dude.
How do you do
right
that?
in the middle of the day, and it was first come, first serve. I think when I first started doing stand-up, I had an overnight job at a hotel. And so it wasn't really a biggie for me to get there at 5. But, dude, some of the other people, like, it didn't work out for, man. And so you really, I think the show started at, like, 8 or so back then.
Damn.
Dude, so you had to get there early. Like, it was like some real, like, kind of pay your dues shit, bro.
Yeah.
And so all the comics would just kind of show up there at 5, except for like the comics that were already in with the club. They, if they wanted to do the mic, they could just probably be signed up before. I don't really know how it worked. I wasn't being too nosy. But yeah, it was sweet. You'd show up at 5, then you'd have to first come, first serve, no cards, no drawings or nothing. It was pretty sweet, kind of old school. And then Wednesdays, you had Brian Powell hosted the Park Sports Bar, which was just a little sports bar off of Babcock, way north up on Babcock. And that was a rowdy one. It was kind of fun. They had like a little side room off to the side. It was fun. I had a lot of good sets there.
Yeah.
And some bad sets there. But it was a sweet one. And then Thursdays, when I first started, you had a place called the Night Rocker, which was like a rock
That was a dive bar, yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Thursdays they had an open mic there, and just ate shit. They would do a little open mic before bands, and I never did good. I think one time I got heckled really bad, and then realized that it was the band
that was heckling you.
Yeah, they was getting ready to go up after me. That was heckling me. So I remember I sat there and I was like, "Yo, I'm gonna fuck with this band. I'm gonna like shout at them." And make it weird when they, and dude, it's fucking heavy metal. You're not shouting down a heavy metal band.
You don't have
bro.
the same effect. It does not have the same effect at all, man.
They just thought I was into it, bro. I just look like their biggest fucking fan.
This guy really digs us, man. And we talked all that shit about him earlier.
Dude, it was embarrassing. So you had the Night Rocker. I think that one was only around for a little bit. It ended up turning into the Thursday night There's an espresso gallery coffee shop that would do it. It's sad that we don't have a coffee shop mic right now, bro. Coffee shop mics are dope.
Yeah.
Well, they can be. It's work because nobody's drunk. Some people are drunk, but you're not supposed to be drunk at a coffee shop.
For sure, yeah.
You know what I mean? And so you're just doing your material on sober people.
Do you got to be clean at a coffee shop?
No, you don't have to be clean at a coffee shop, but it's keeps you on your toes.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you had an espresso gallery on Thursdays, Fridays, always the Tiger. And then when I first started on Saturdays downtown at the River Center, you had a 5 p.m. open mic. It was right there in the middle of the mall. And it was awful. You just have to like bark and try to get people up there and then do your shit on them. And yeah.
That sounds rough, man.
Yeah.
5 o'clock, 5 p.m.
5 p.m.
And you got to bring them in. Because it's not like people aren't in that area unless they want to be in that area. You know, it's right there by the movie theater, so you have to walk through the mall to get them, to invite them to the show.
For sure.
I don't know, man. That seems kind of rough.
It was definitely rough. It sucked.
Yeah. So you do that for 2 years, and then you decide to move to L.A. What brought that on? You just always knew that you wanted to go to L.A., or did something come up that...
Probably always interested in it. I mean, I've always been like, those big towns.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Who wouldn't want to live in like a New York City or an L.A. or like a Chicago or Miami? You know what I mean? Like, that sounds dope. So probably always was interested in L.A. I'd never been out there before. But if you're a comic and you're trying to be a comedian and all that, like, you know LA.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know that that's one of the meccas of the entertainment industry. And if you have no interest in that, like, what are you doing? Why don't you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, sure, I always kind of had it in my mind. Never really had it planned out or was trying to save up any money for it or anything like that. But definitely was working hard at stand-up, and then just met another comic who still had a lease in L.A. He was a California comic, Big Al Gonzalez. Shout out. But anyways, he still had a lease in L.A. that he would rent out to comics.
Oh, wow. And
one time I was at a show. It was after a show, a fucking shit show at a wedding. I just had to say, fucking weirdest show I've ever done.
At a wedding?
Yeah, there doesn't need to be stand up at a wedding.
No, man, that's the last thing
there doesn't need
to
to
see
be
at a wedding.
Stand up at a wedding.
I mean, unless it's a comic. Was it a comic wedding?
Nope. It was a comic at the time, an open micer. His sister was getting married, right? And he thought that, like, as a wedding gift to her, he would get some stand-up comedians to perform at the wedding, which was dumb, bro.
Yeah, that sounds horrible.
It was horrible, man. And so he asked me and a couple other comics to do it, Big Al being one of them. And it was the funniest fucking thing, bro. So I showed up. I put a suit on, showed up. First of all, I'm not going to say any names, but the girl who was getting married was like some ex-porn star type of chick.
Damn.
Marrying some other ex-porn star dude. Like, it was weird. It was weird. They were going hard at the wedding, though. It was sweet. It was on like some rooftop downtown San Antonio. Showed up there, got some drinks in me, but it was just it's a wedding party. I don't know anybody here. Yeah. And I was like thinking, man, I'm not sure I really want to do this. Like, I kind of want a piece. Like, I don't, But the dude who booked me to do it, he paid me as soon as I got there.
Oh, wow. It's a paid gig, so you gotta do it.
Dude. So I was like, I can't fucking bail.
Yeah.
So the stand-up part was supposed to happen at the end, dude. The DJ's just like playing fucking music, and he's killing it, bro. Everybody's having a great time. It's a good party, bro. And the whole time I'm thinking, I was like, I don't know how stand-up is going to be involved in this. Like, it's going so well right now. We should not ruin it. Yeah. So fucking the dude who booked me on it, he starts like pressing the DJ, like, all right, we got to do a stand-up show. And he doesn't even want to give up the mic, bro. He knows. He's like, nah, bro, that's not how this goes.
I'm killing it, man. Right? Everybody's on the dance floor right now. Dude, like, what the fuck?
Right? So what it turns into, like, the music cuts, and it's the bride like starts talking, and they're like thanking people for coming out, and then the groom says something, and then the father like says something about the daughter, and then the mother says something, and then the brother, the comic who booked me, he starts talking on the microphone. And at this point, it's all normal, bro. Like, the bride talking, the groom talking, the father talking, the brother talking. Yeah. At this point, it's just it's you know what I mean? These are just post-wedding speeches. Yeah. And then fucking the brother hands the mic to me, bro. It's like, all right, and dude, so I'm the first one talking that has nothing to do with any of this.
Oh shit! So you don't know anybody there?
I don't know anybody or anything, dude. Damn. And I just start doing material. I just start doing my set, bro.
Now, did you clean it up for the wedding? Did you like,
Fuck no,
we're all
bro.
dressed up?
Fuck no, dude.
Now time for some dick jokes.
And there was like some people in the front that were listening that, I felt really like, I was pumped for that. I was like, there's 3 people right here smiling, like they're into this.
Yeah.
Like that's sweet. Like that's good enough for me.
How much time did you have to do?
Dude, I did 10, bro. And I did my full fucking 10. No, I didn't. I was about to do my full 10. And then Big Al was supposed to headline it, right? And for the most part, like if you pay me, I'm going to do my time, right? Mm-hmm. And so I'm trying to fill my 10 and I don't want to fucking be there. This shit sucks, bro. And so I finished my set. I'm pretty sure I do. I do pretty much my 10, right? Mm-hmm. And I start looking for the host, or like the brother that booked me. I don't even want to say his fucking name. And I'm looking for him and I can't find him, bro. And I see Al behind me, and Al's like giving me like nah, bro, kill this shit, kill this shit. And I was like, I don't really know what to do. And I think Al like kind of like gestured her mouth to me, just bring me up. And I was like, okay, all right, guys, I'm gonna keep this show going. You're a headliner for the evening. Please make it really loud for Big Al Gonzalez, bro. So I give it to Al, and it's like, Al's way ahead of me in stand-up. And I'm thinking, I'm like, yo, Al's about to kill this shit. Like, he's a pro. Like, he knows what to do in this situations. Everything's about to be good. As soon as I get off the mic, I go straight to the fucking bathroom, bro. I don't even want to look at anybody. I go straight to the bathroom, and I just start taking a leak in the urinal, bro. And I'm just like, it's all right, bro. Like, Al, he'll clean up. He'll kill this. It'll be fine. And so I'm just sitting in the urinal, just like, recapping what was that, bro? Yeah. And fucking Al comes into the stall right next to me, and he just goes, "It can't be done. It couldn't be done."
Oh man. Well, when you introduced him, did you get clapped?
I don't know what happened, bro. I pieced out completely. He might have done a minute or two. Damn. It was stupid, but he was so right, bro. It didn't need to happen. But anyways, so after that was the show that me and Al got drunk at, and he told me that he had a place in LA that I could rent. Actually, he told another comic, who I'm not going to name either, but he offered the spot to him. He was like, "Hey, if you want to move to LA, I have a lease, and someone's about to move out next month if you want it." And this comic was like, "I'll think about it." And Al was like, "You'll think about it?" And then he looked at me. He's like, "Do you want to move to LA?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah. Hell yeah." I didn't have any money saved up or nothing like that. I had no plans, but I was like, plans. "Yeah, hell yeah."
Just because it got brought up, you're like, "Yeah, I'll fucking do it."
Yeah.
How old were you at that time?
Maybe 22, 23.
Oh, man, that's a perfect time.
Yeah. Wait, no, I was a little older. No, I started stand-up when I was 23, so I must have been 25. Still great. Still great. If you're a 25-year-old with nothing better to do, like, you go to LA, bro. I didn't really have any plans. Like, I had saved up money, and I was like, "Oh, this is like my mission. Like, I'm gonna go out there." It was really just like, I'm gonna go peep this shit.
Yeah.
And so I didn't really have any plans at all. And Al told me, he's like, "If you just want to like go check it for a month, and you just rent out my place for a month and then come back," he's like, "That's cool. Like, you can do
no
that."
lease, no.
There was no
deals,
lease or anything like that. And he
that.
told me straight up, he's like, "Dude, if you just want it for a month, that's cool." So there was absolutely no pressure on me. I was like, I could just go out here. If I don't like it, I could just be like, fucking peace.
Yeah.
So I went out there probably, and I'm not making this up, I had $700, bro. I think I didn't even take a car with me, bro. Like, my fam dropped me off, dude. I told them, I was like, "Yo, I want to move to LA." And they're like, "Yeah, I never been to LA. Let me go peep that with you."
Yeah.
And so it was like my mom and my little brothers. They just like dropped. They were like hyped. They're like, "Dude, I want to see that shit. Hell yeah."
Family road trip.
And I think they were also kind of curious, like, "Yo, who do you know in LA? Is this real?" Like, they wanted to make sure like I was good when I got there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I went there with like $700. I think 600 of that went to rent. And then I just had to find a job immediately.
Yeah.
Immediately. Got lucky. Found a job working at a shoe shop in Hollywood, just selling sneakers. And I got it right away, bro. Like, I got to LA, and it was right next to my apartment. And made it, bro. I went out there and was like, I might only be staying here for a month. Ended up 2 years. Made it 2 years.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
Doing comedy, and then you tried to do acting too up there. You did some
I did
auditions?
like some auditions. I'm not a fucking actor.
How does that work? How does the audition work? Like you just find it in the paper, or you knew somebody?
I knew somebody. I had a lot of friends out there, so it was really weird, bro. Like, so when I was in LA, I would do stand up, and that was I had my hustle at the shoe shop, and then I would sell sneakers on the side to like make money and like cover my shit. But I would go do open mics. But most of my friends that I would hang out with on a regular basis were just people that I met, and they were like musicians and actors and models and shit. It was weird. Like, I had like a few friends that were comics, but most of my circle was just kind of like a various artists in LA. I mean, just people that I had kind of like met when I was out there, and I fucked with them. You know what I mean? Just because, like, I mean, you know how it goes in stand-up comedy, like, it's cliquish. You know what I mean?
For sure, yeah.
And so I kind of needed me, like, a foundation of friends outside of stand-up. And so that's kind of what I had out there. So most of my auditions and my acting shit I got from my model and, like, actor friends would try to hook me up. They'd be like, dude, you need to be acting. You got, like, this look about you. I'm like, well, I don't know how to fucking act. And so it was just people trying to, like, send me to fucking agents and, like, auditions and open calls and shit.
Yeah. Like for commercials or for like extra work or like what kind of
for
stuff?
Extra work, yeah. I did like some just some bullshit extra work on like some little sitcoms that that didn't even get picked up.
Oh yeah.
And then most of it was I was just auditions to get an agent. Like this was just trying to get somebody
to work with you.
Yeah, and I couldn't even get that. Well, because I couldn't afford acting lessons, so my learning how to act was I would just make actor friends.
Yeah,
and just be like, tell me what you guys are talking about in class. Oh, this is the book that your guy's making you read. Let me read that. Who's your fucking Stella Adler? All right, I'll figure out who that is. You know what I mean? And that was how I still don't know how to fucking act, but everything I do know about acting was just trying to fucking grab off of
people who were paid for classes, people who were doing the thing.
Yeah, people who were like, all right, I'm fucking learning how to do Meisner acting. I'm paying $400 a month. And I was like, well, fucking, what are they talking about in there? You know what I mean? It reminds me of like when I grew up, dude, like I could never afford like boxing or karate or wrestling or taekwondo classes, but my friends would, bro. So I'd be like, yo, come over to my house. Like, what the fuck they talking about in there, bro? Like, show me those kids. You know what I mean?
That's pretty smart, man.
I don't know, bro.
Like, let me learn something for
like,
free.
I'm not going to get the fucking full message of it, but yo, let me get something.
No, that's fucking smart, man. That's very genius.
If you say, like, I never got an agent and definitely made an ass of myself many times.
I mean, you saved money on it. I mean, like,
for sure.
You probably learned.
Oh, I could have took an acting class. They gladly would have taken my money every month and just like, and I still might have not got an agent. I have friends out there that still, were taking those classes, but didn't amount to anything.
That's what sucks, man. Like paying for classes for anything, like acting or comedy or writing or whatever. You take those classes, but nothing's promised. Just your money's going. That's for sure.
For sure.
That's the only thing that's guaranteed.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, man. It's such a risk, like to spend money to do that.
It is a risk. Some of my actor friends, though, like, so when you're like an early on actor, acting classes is like open mic for actors. That's all they got. It's like how they stay busy. You know what I mean? So like for a comic, an acting class seems crazy because like, yo, I could just hit a mic. You know what I mean? I could stay sharp. I just hit I'll write some shit and I'll go hit that. But I guess they could do like some community theater type of stuff, and a lot of them do. Yeah. But usually they'll have like 2 or 3 classes a week, and that's just kind of how they sharpen their little instrument, whatever you consider an actor. Yeah, I don't know. That's how they work on their art, is in a class with a bunch of other people getting goofy. You know what I mean?
So how was the comedy scene up there? How'd you do up there?
In LA?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I had moved there after only doing a little over 2 years of stand-up here in San Antonio. And San Antonio was sweet because it's still kind of old school. A lot of these audiences, they haven't heard all the jokes. Yeah. You can still get away with a lot of shit that, like, you know what I mean? From that people, the styles of stand-up that have been going on for a while. That's one thing I noticed when I first got here, that a lot of the the people that were kind of established here in San Antonio, it was very old school style of stand up.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. You got laughs.
Yeah.
They do great. And it kind of fits this blue collar, old school style of audience that you get here. But sometimes you do get a lot of younger, hip, cool people here. And, you know, a good joke's a good joke. And if you have like structure in it, it'll work on everybody. But like, it was just so old school.
You talking like not PC, not woke, stuff like that?
Yeah, definitely not PC, not woke. But when I also mean like just, it just reminded me of the type of stand-up you would see in like the 80s or the 90s. How it was just so, I don't know. These days, I feel like stand-up is much more conversational. It doesn't, people always want to talk about structure and all that, and I get it. I appreciate structure. You got to have structure.
Yeah.
But you got to fucking hide that shit, bro, so that it just comes off loose and cool looking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's supposed to look like, I don't know, and so it was very structured, and that's the type of stand-up that you would get here. And so that's kind of what I became. I kind of just became some old school stand-up-ish, you know, real setup, punch, tag, setup, punch, which it's fine, but it doesn't really have much personality to it, and it doesn't really have, you know, it doesn't have much to, I don't know, it's kind of boring.
Yeah, it's weird, man. People say like you need to
Tim
find
Duncan comedy, bro.
Yeah, like you need to have the structure, you need to have like the combination or whatever, the recipe to it. But if everybody has a recipe, then you're getting the same thing from everybody, type of thing.
Exactly, dude. So the only thing you're changing is the words, bro.
Yeah.
If it's all just set up, punch, tag, then you could just use that for everything. And so that's what I mean. Like, you have to have your structure, because once you understand setup and punches, it's all the same, bro.
Yeah.
But you got to be able to hide it, and you got to be able to just this is a tag, but it really just seems like the next thought that I'm having. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas some of the stand up, it just seems like so scripted. Like, I don't know. You ever felt as an audience member that like, man, the comedian, he knew he was about to say that next and all that kind of, like, it's, I don't know.
No, I get what you mean. Like it seems it's too rehearsed when it's not, doesn't come off as natural.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard to make something like that's so rehearsed look just natural. Like, I just came up with this right now. Like, this happened in the moment. It's hard to do that.
Practice your acting, bro. That's acting.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the acting shit.
Yeah.
Somebody told me when I first started, it was some good advice. Rick Gutierrez said it's called practice spontaneity. Because I think I was like really in my head about like doing the same set every night. And I was like, man, it just feels weird. And he's like, no, it's called practice spontaneity. He's like, what do you fucking think this is?
Yeah.
What do you think this is? This is the job. You do the same shit every night. He's like, you think bookers want to see you do something, book you, and then you show up and do something fucking completely different? No, you do the same thing every night. And so I was like, okay, yeah, you're right.
Now that makes a lot of sense, but at the same time, like, you see the same people over and over again. Like, for myself, I always feel I like to change it up every now and then. I don't do the same set, but I know it's kind of like hurting me for the stuff that I have been doing for a while. If I don't keep at it, if I don't keep, tweaking it.
Well, I think there's something in the if you do the same set every night, even if you're doing the same words every night, if you're doing it correctly, you'll develop your voice.
Yeah.
So if you got the lines memorized to the point where you don't have to think about what you're saying next, then you should just be able to be free up there and be able to be in the moment, and you don't have to worry. You know what I mean? You could just really just be present and just feel it.
Yeah.
And that's how you find your voice and like how you're going to sound.
Yeah.
And so I do kind of agree with doing the same set every night. But once you really develop your voice and you know what you want to sound like and all that shit, then you could just kind of like start being a little looser with it. Maybe not using the same words every night.
Yeah. So 2 years in LA, a lot of shit happened.
Yeah. So, okay, I said all that to say when I first got to LA, I fucking sucked, bro. I fucking sucked, dude. Because I was like,
a whole different scene. Like,
it's a whole different scene, bro. I was all right. I was just all right here in San Antonio. I wasn't even big shit here in San Antonio.
Yeah.
I was all right. I would have good sets. But so when I got to LA, I remember my first one was a coffee shop mic on a Friday night. I went there with just so much hope and ambition and was just so happy. And all the comics were there. They did like all the other like my the open micers and shit. and they pull shit out of a bucket. They pull my name. I go up there, and I'm just thinking that all I ever did here in Texas was kill. That I was just gonna go up there and I was just gonna kill because that's what I do. And so I even went up there with the confidence on stage and just bombed.
Yeah,
people just stared at me, bro, and I couldn't figure out why. I even like tried to. I don't know. I was like, what the fuck was that, dude? Just bombed on a whole nother level that I couldn't even. I remember before the mic, I was talking with some people, some of like the hosts and like some of the other comics, and then after my set, they wouldn't even fucking look at me.
Damn, man.
Wouldn't even fucking look at me, bro. I was like, what the fuck was that, dude? And so I kept at it, and I gotta tell you, dude, for my first year, I think it was just all bomb. I would have some decent sets. But that's as good as it got. Sometimes I would go to the Laugh Factory. You could do the Laugh Factory in LA once a month. And so I would go do that one every month. And that was like as good as it gets. Because when everybody shows up to the Laugh Factory, you're kind of in a good mood. There's other comics there, but they're supporting you. Everybody wants to do good. You're not even allowed to cuss on that open mic.
Wow.
Nah. And so I would have decent sets there. And that was probably the only thing that kept me going. And they weren't even good, bro. But it was like, I kind of got to laugh. Like, I could go home and feel all right about that.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it sucked, dude. I can remember being at some open mics where I just wanted to fucking... I don't know what I did at this one open mic, bro, but, like, I can remember being at a taco shop open mic, and I could just be making all this up in my mind, but I was doing so bad, and they were all like not on board with me, and they were all like standing on chairs, and like it looked like monkeys just going wah! And like, dude,
during your set, what do you mean?
Yes,
why?
dude, I don't know.
Did you offend them?
I must have.
Oh shit!
I don't know, dude, but it was so weird, dude. And I just struggled for like the whole year. I almost quit, dude. Because it was like this
it was that bad.
Sucks, dude.
So what is it like? Just the comedy is different up there.
It's harder. Everybody's good out there. Everybody's fucking good looking. People are working so hard. I'm a lazy piece of shit, dude, and I know this, bro. Like, and I've worked on it, and I try to get better. I can have like little moments where I'm doing well, but then I always fall back to my lazy piece of shitness.
Yeah.
And there's people grinding hard out there, bro, that it's tough to keep up with. And so it took me a while to get onto that level, bro. I was here in dude, I don't know, man. There's good people out there. So it just took me a second to get better.
Yeah.
And you really had to like focus on the writing of jokes and shit, bro, cuz the mics out there are all comics, bro. So you'll show up to a bar, you'll show up to a coffee shop, a fucking laundromat, a fucking garage, like whatever, dude. Like they're weird out there too. It's pretty sweet. And it's nothing but comics, and they've fucking heard it all, bro.
Yeah.
Because in the LA scene, bro, you have some newbies, like some people that just started, but you also have some open micers that have been trying to make this work for like 10 to 15 years.
Dang, man.
And so you're sitting next to people that, I've heard all the fucking jokes. And so you really got to come at them with some good shit, bro. In LA, you don't get to perform for regular people.
It's all comics.
It's all comics, bro.
Yeah.
And so if you just got to get good, dude. So it took me a while to just get my writing and everything to a level where I could make those people laugh.
Yeah.
About a year, I started doing all right. Dude, I can remember before I figured it out. Like I can remember being at the improv open mic, and I bombed so bad. It was a late night, but the room was still full. It was full as fuck, bro. And it was all comics. And dude, I don't think I got any laughs. And I remember I used to walk everywhere in LA. So from my apartment to the improv was like an hour walk, probably like 3 miles or so. And dude, I remember like after my set, because you don't even get up all the time. It's some bucket shit, bro. Like I would go there a lot of times and not even get up. And so this time I got up and dude just ate it so bad. And I was so upset and emotional afterwards. I was slamming my backpack on a parking meter out like behind the building.
Yeah.
And I was just like thinking like, how's this going to work? Like, I really want stand-up to work. I've been living out here in LA for a year. Like, I've kind of made some sacrifices, and it's not fucking working.
Damn.
And, like, dude, I just had that walk home, And then it seemed like after that moment that like shit started to get a little bit better for me. And the sad thing is that it was all mental, bro. Like, yeah, the writing thing, it's that too. But like, it kind of just became like, I'm not taking this shit anymore, bro.
Yeah, man. Like the bad sets just add up and shit. Like they don't wash off.
Yeah.
And so they just keep adding up and shit.
So once I started doing better, like nothing really changed with me. Yeah, like the jokes got a little bit more polished. I started working on like the structure of it a little bit more, and like just trying to come with some creative shit. I saw what was working for other people and what wasn't working, and how I could make that work for me. But mostly, it all just kind of seemed like mental. Like it seemed like at first I was scared and I was intimidated, and then after a year, I was like, oh, I think I start to feel comfortable, and I got this now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it started to go a little bit better. But, bro, LA is tough, dude. It started to go better, but at the same time, it's not as fun when you're not performing for people. You know what I mean?
All it was open mics.
All it is open mics. And, like, every now and again, you have a fucking great set at a comedy store or the Laugh Factory or the Improv. And, yo, that's enough to keep you good for a while. You know what I mean? Because, like, you start to think in your mind, like, yo, I keep this shit up. It could lead to something. You know what I mean? But there's also just like a lot of there's some people in LA that are just like burned out, bro. People that are going up there and doing open mics that would bum me the fuck out, dude. I don't know what. I must be like a sensitive dude. I could really feel people's energies or something, bro.
Yeah.
But some people would be on stage and I'm like, yo, you got to stop this.
Yeah. This is torture, man.
Yeah, man. And one of the decisions that made me leave that place was like, it was starting to become a little less fun, and I was like, I can't lose the funness of this, man. Like this, I get it that I would like. It's got to become a business, and like you got to grind, you got to hustle, and just be a man about this shit. But at the same time, like I can't. I remember thinking I was like, if I stay in LA, I really wanted to be there for like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
And I was like, if I stay here that long, that might be it. Like, I might not want to do stand-up. Like, it's either going to work or I'll be, like, I'm done.
It would crush you.
Yeah.
Any more time.
Because I'm telling you, there were some people up there that were just burned out, but they couldn't quit. They just came too far.
Yeah, man, that's so scary, dude. Like, if you invest yourself in something for so long,
yeah,
just to quit and walk away, like, just to stop.
Yeah.
You're like, what did I do for the past 4 or 5 years?
And I'm fine with it never being fucking... Not everybody can be some A-team dude that's like on TV and in movies and all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
But yo, it's got to start moving a little bit. You know what I mean? Like I got
want some kind of progress.
Yeah, it's got to like I got to level up somehow.
Yeah.
And so I just remember thinking I was like I love stand up so much, but I remember one of the ways I used to describe it to some people. You saw Remember the Titans? Mm-hmm. You remember like when Denzel Washington first meets the football team when he first comes in there, and the fucking PD's all pumped, bro. And he's just like, "Why are you smiling?" He's like, "Cause I love football." He's like, "You love football?" He's like, "Yeah." Why? He's like, "Cause football is fun." Football is fun, huh? And then he's like, "No," and he's like, "No," and he's like, "Zero fun, sir." That's what it becomes in LA, bro.
Yeah.
Like stand up is just fucking. It's fucking 2 days on Remember the Titans, bro.
Yeah.
It's not. It literally is 2 days, bro. And sometimes you be getting up like 2 to 3 times a day if you're doing it right. And I don't know. So it was kind of a big decision for me that for one, LA is as much fun as it is, dude, it's weird as fuck, bro.
Yeah.
And so I couldn't, dude, you watch the news and everything you see, everybody's face is like all plastic surgery up, bro. And they got fake hair. And it's like, yo, it's weird, dude. I like watching the news here.
And you were living like right in the middle
right
of it,
in the
right?
middle of Hollywood,
so you
bro.
saw all these kind of fake
bro.
peoples.
Everybody was fake, dude. I just love coming back to San Antonio. You just see real people, bro. The news anchor's fat and shit. And I'm like, hell yeah, dude.
This is reality here.
Yeah, man. Because like I said, I had a whole bunch of friends, but most of my friends were like actors, musicians, models, that type of shit. I love them all, bro. They kept me fucking sane while I was out there. I had some great times.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's like, fuck, man. Like, do I even really have friends? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just because I don't know. The entertainment, like it's just all cutthroat out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So 2 years you decided to come back. How tough was that?
Oh, it's tough as shit, dude. Because don't get me wrong, like all the shit I'm talking about LA, I still had a great time out there. I was still getting so much better at stand up out there.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally like it has a toll on you, bro. So when you're in California and in LA, it's gonna eat up a lot of your money.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna eat up a lot of your energy. It's gonna eat a lot of your fucking hope, bro, because you're gonna see a lot of fucking people doing the same thing you are, and ain't nobody look like they're getting anywhere. But while you're out there, if you're grinding and you're doing it right, you're gonna be getting better quick.
Yeah. So now that you know all that, like you experienced it, you know what to expect now.
Yeah.
Would you ever head back to LA?
Sure, why not?
But no plans on it, like nothing set.
I never had plans on it in the first place, but you know what I mean? Somebody comes up and they make me the same offer. I'm a dummy. I'd probably say yes to it again.
You think that you're gonna get that same offer? Like, hey, I got an apartment available.
I don't know.
For hella cheap.
Probably not, dude. I felt that was a blessing, bro. That place was awesome. It was the best. It was a little. It was called the Hotel Amore Arms, bro, and it was on Hollywood and Highland. If you don't know what that is, it's smack dab in the middle of Hollywood, bro.
Dang, man.
Right fucking there behind the Dolby Theater where they film the Oscars, behind the Chinese Theater where they do all the premieres, behind in front of the El Capitan Theater where they do all of the Disney premieres, bro. And so I'm right fucking there. At any given day, you just walk out and like, oh shit, movie premiere. I got to go around this block. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Which was fun. It was sweet. It also gets old, but I'm kind of an easygoing dude. Like it didn't really get that old. You know what I mean? You just walk around some fucking tourists. It's all right.
Yeah.
Say no to some mixtapes on a regular basis. It's fine. But yeah, I was right there in it, and it was sweet. My building had been there since like the early 1900s, and it was like the oldest building around. Probably haunted, for sure haunted. People definitely died in there. Someone died in there while I lived in there.
Yeah.
Don't know who, but I saw people coming out on a gurney, and there was somebody in a bag, and
Like sketchy shit, or they just natural
no,
causes?
it seemed like it didn't seem. I don't probably natural causes or something like that. It didn't. Nobody seemed panicked, but I was like, "Yeah, it's a dead person going out there."
Yeah.
Probably some old person, but it was sweet. Man, I like I said, I lived in another comics on his lease. I don't even understand how they were cool with it, bro. I would just pay the landlord. It was some awesome fucking Salvadorian dude named Sal, and I just give him cash every month, bro.
Yeah.
Just straight cash, and that was dope, bro. And if I ever was late on it, bro, I felt like it was like some Peter Parker shit. I'd come like my apartment was right past his, bro. So I couldn't get to mine without going past his. He always had his door fucking open, bro. So it's like, you have the rent, the rent. And like, bro, it was just a great experience, bro.
That seems hella cool, man. Like something like you see like in the movies, actually, like just too
yeah.
good to be true, but it's happening.
Felt so too good to be true, bro. The whole time I felt so lucky to be out there.
Yeah.
I kept having this feeling the whole time that I was like, I don't deserve this. Like there's somebody out there that works way harder than I do, that's funnier than me, that should probably be living in this place. But he wasn't there the fucking night that Al fucking offered it to me. So I'm in here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The guy that he offered it to, is he still doing comedy?
Yeah.
Damn. Does he bring that up? How he should have been in
You're
LA?
goddamn right, dude. I rub it in his face every goddamn time, dude. Every goddamn time, bro. You don't say no to that, bro. If you want to be a comic and somebody offers you the opportunity to go to LA, why would you say no?
Yeah, that's a rough one. Was he the same age, like just as young as you were?
Might have been a year older. So if I was 25, he was 26.
But still, man, that's still a great time to take an adventure like that.
Exactly.
A leap of faith type of thing.
Exactly.
Even with that situation, I mean, that's such a sweet situation with an apartment already.
Yeah.
Pretty cheap.
Fuck yeah.
Really affordable. In a great location. Just for the location alone, it would have been fucking fun.
I'm telling you, bro, it was amazing, dude. I used to walk to the open mics, bro.
Yeah.
So, dude, there was enough open mics in Hollywood that sometimes with my comic friends, if I wanted to go far, I'd just hitch a ride. Maybe we'll go with them. Yada, yada. We'll go to Silver Lake. We'll go to fucking North Hollywood. But for the most part, I would just walk to at least 1 to 2 open mics a day. I mean, it wasn't always close, bro. Sometimes I'm walking for an hour, but I got time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Time wasn't a thing. And dude, it was amazing. Dude, so I got into the best shape, dude.
All that walking, yeah,
Yes,
for sure.
dude. I got fucking thin as hell. Got a great tan. Got to see some wild, dude. You see wild shit walking around.
Yeah.
In Hollywood, bro.
Dang, man.
It's great. I wouldn't trade it for anything, bro. It was really amazing.
Yeah, I've only been through there a couple times when I was touring with bands, but never an extended stay like that. It's fun, but I don't know if I could live there.
You could. I mean, anything's possible. You could.
Yeah.
Would you enjoy living there?
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah.
Seems so expensive.
It was expensive, but I found my place. There's always deals you can find everywhere you go.
Yeah.
So I always laughed and kind of joked about it. Me and a homie that kind of had a similar situation that I was in. We're like, dude, when we used to live in another state, we used to think about LA and California. It's like, oh, that's like impossible. It's expensive as shit. But we're like, we both found places that we could afford, and we're here. So like that's shit that whenever you dismiss, you're like, that's expensive. That could never happen for me. It's like, that's just some bullshit illusion that you made up in your mind. You could find a place that you could afford.
Yeah, there's always a way to make it happen.
So, but yeah, it was sweet. Like I said, I got to walk around I didn't have a car, dude. So I would Uber and I would take trains and all that kind of shit. But when you walk around, like people drive around in their little cars that are just like little rooms that like keep you safe from the outside world. But I experienced it, bro. I smelled that bitch, bro. I felt it, bro.
Yeah.
It was disgusting and it was beautiful and it was a lot of things all at once, man.
That's great, man. Great experience. Just the comedy never got picked up over there, huh?
I started
rough.
getting better.
Yeah.
And I was building some traction. And then I had a couple personal things going on in my life. There was like a few different things that kind of like let me know that you should probably get out of here right now. For one, that I was like, I'm starting to lose a little bit of my passion for this. And then you can't lose that, bro. Like once you lose, that's it. It's done. Go fucking get an acoustic guitar and get another hobby, bro. It's over.
Yeah.
And so there was that, and then a couple other things, and then it just seemed like the right time to probably just get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
But I'd do it again.
Yeah, it's a great experience.
For sure. Well, the biggest experience, it just let me know that nothing fucking matters, dude. I was in a lucky that I got to be, there was the booker for the Hollywood Improv, very famous club right there. A lot of people got their starts there. It was the guy, he had been the booker there for several years, dude. He was stepping down, and I think he had some other opportunities in his life come up that he was he was to do something else, something a little better. But he gave like a speech after the open mic, bro. And it was crazy because after the open mic, most of the other comics would peace, dude. And I just stuck around that day, and there was probably like maybe 20 to 30 other comics that stuck around. And this guy just kind of gave us all a speech about like what stand-up is and like what we should be doing. And I remember it stuck with me because some of the things that he said were, for one, he said, like, the best piece of advice is you gotta work on this shit infinitely. There's no one that could do anything for you. So this was the booker of the improv. He's like, I can't help you guys.
Yeah.
I can't. And he was telling us like straight up, he's like, I can't help you. You have to do it for yourself. And when you're ready, I can book you, but that's it. And he's like, and even my spots are so few. He's like, I can't change your life. You have to do it. You have to write all these jokes. You got to become good and all that. He's like, and even then, I have very limited spots to give out. He's like, so you're going to have to do this all on your own. And then when you're ready and you're good, then we can start getting you in here. He's like, but there's really nothing I could do for you. And he was being legit, dude. Like, I know I always kind of had this little thing in my mind that like, oh man, if only I could get through with this club, that they'll be like, I'll be good. They were going to help me from there.
Yeah.
But if one of the most famous clubs in the country is telling you, I can't help you, Like, you got to do this shit. Like, then there ain't no club in the fucking world that can help you.
Yeah.
It's all on you. So there was that he said. Another thing that he said, that you got to, he was like, dude, you got to be cool as fuck always. And what he meant by that was that, like, you never know where your next opportunity is going to come from. Mm-hmm. So you might think that you're doing the right thing. I'm going to the club and I'm being cool with all the comics, but yo, you're mean to like one person in life, and that could have been the dude that's going to help you.
Yeah.
You don't even fucking know.
Yeah.
So you got to be cool that's what he says. Like, you got to be cool as fuck always. Mm-hmm. And then, basically was just mentioning that, like, yo, you got fucking treat comedy like it's your religion. And so, like, I don't know, that always kind of stuck with me, like that the words of wisdom that dude gave. And I was like, fuck, dude, like, I'm not ready to be here in LA.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not, and I knew it, dude. There's so many people that were better than me there. And I was like, I'm just not developed enough to be here. And it was kind of like, it hurt me to, like, have to accept that, bro.
No, I mean, you got to be honest with yourself. You know, because if you're delusional,
yeah,
it's just gonna hurt you if you think like, oh, I deserve all this right now.
So I realized that I was like, it's probably gonna like, I'd have to be here for a while before I'm ready. So I could either stay here and try to get ready here, and two things are gonna happen. I'm either gonna get ready here and it's gonna work, or I will completely lose my passion for this.
Yeah, get burned out.
Yeah.
So now you're back in San Antonio. What are your like your long-term, short-term goals for comedy?
Really just trying to, like, gain some traction here.
Yeah.
I just came back, and dude, when I got back here, it was just all of that, like, negativity that I was feeling, like, out in LA. It just became so much fun because, you get to perform for, like, real audiences here. Mm-hmm. In LA, why the fuck would you go to an open mic if you're an audience member? If there's world famous comedy clubs and you can see a you can see a great act every night, why the fuck would you go to an open mic?
Yeah.
But here, people go to open mics, bro. It's sweet, dude. And so you get to perform, you get to do fucking sweet shows, bro. And people take it for granted. I still take it for granted, bro. But, like, the Tuesday at the LOL, Friday at the Blind Tiger, I'm telling you, bro. I went for years in LA without that. Without that. It's literally, it's like trying to breathe, but you're not even getting any air.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. So now that I'm back here, I'm just, I've spent the last, like, year and a half just trying to work on myself. I'm still trying to find my voice, bro. I'm embarrassed to say I'm a little slow, bro. It takes me a while to get things, bro.
Yeah.
And so I know that, like, there's some comics that, like, yo, they get it and, like, right away they got their voice and, like, they got their, but it's taking me a little bit longer to develop. And so once I feel like I got my voice and I get like a cool 25, 30 of material, because I love my 15 and I've done some feature like 25-minute sets, but there's still some material in there that I'm not crazy about. And so once I get that out of there and I get my 25, 30 to where I love it, then, hopefully, like, start to gain some momentum out here. I realize that's what you need in LA. When I was in there, I realized that nothing's going to work for you. You have to build your own momentum. That's another thing that fucking Booker told me, that, like, you have to come here with some momentum already going, and then we can build on that. But you got to get it going on your own. And that's what I saw. There was, like, a couple people. I saw, like, one person blow up when I was in LA, and he wasn't like me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He wasn't some dude that was just out there and got like this dude. His name was Preacher Lawson. He's big now.
I've heard of him.
He started in Florida. I think he's like my age, maybe even a year younger, but he's been doing it for longer. I think he started fresh out of high school, maybe even still in high school. The way he did it is probably how it should be done. He started in Florida. Started getting pretty good, won some contests in Florida, got some videos put online, some pretty decent clips on there, got some hits on them and whatnot, and then moved to LA. So he already had some momentum going.
Yeah.
You're looking at a funniest person in Florida type of stuff, was already kind of in at the clubs. Like the circle was already starting to move for him. And then he moved out to LA. And then for a while, like a few months, he was kind of on the same grind as the rest of us. Just out there doing that open mics. I remember, just being at taco shops with nobody, right? And then this dude, he booked, I think, like Just for Laughs in Canada. I think he ended up getting an agent off of it. Ended up around the same time he got an audition for America's Got Talent, and he was ready for it.
Yeah.
Like I said, he already had some traction going. He had already started getting into the festivals. I think he had probably been doing stand-up maybe 7-8 years or so, and then made it far on America's Got Talent.
Yeah.
And now fucking Preacher Lawson doesn't do fucking taco shop, bro. Like, he's real.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm back here in Texas, and I'm trying to stir things up a little bit, trying to get some momentum going.
Yeah. Before you actually try to take off again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's cool, man. Shit, that was a lot of fun. I like hearing about that LA story, man.
Bro, I didn't even give you any details, bro. I just told you the generalities of it. I didn't even tell you any stories, bro.
Yeah, we could do that next time, man.
For sure. I saw some shit, bro. I saw some shit, dude.
Well, cool, man. Yeah, we'll definitely have you on again. Again, do your plugs, your show. You have a show coming up?
Yes, October 21st at the Blind Tiger. Chris Fairbanks will be headlining. I'm opening for him. Josh Kabaz is also on the show. Maybe one other person I can't exactly remember. It's going to be a great show. Check it out. And then you could find me, Eric_Packard, on Instagram.
Cool, man. Thanks for coming out.
Fuck yeah.
Laters.
Thank you.